This the book of Luke, chapter 12, verse 51. Suppose ye that I come to give peace on earth, I tell you, nay, but rather division.
First and foremost, we want to give all praise, honor, and glory to
Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushua, Ba'ashem, Kakadash.
Rakatah, Wa, Rakathon to the elect and the 1/3 of the children of Israel. Double honors to the teachers and the head apostles of the great men Stone who rule well. Peace and salutations to the Akim who are pushing out this work with true sincerity. Also, Rakatah to the Akwathim who are listening as well. This is Providence in Babylon, Tampa Bay, Florida. My name is Brother Daniela. By my side,
Brother Ashar.
Come, man. We're going to talk about these current events that's happening and in the near future. All right. Esau, Edom, the so-called white man, these elite banking families. All right. Okay. Shadow government. You know what I'm saying? Like they have names, man, all kinds of names, and so pretty much, man, they're going to be pushing a very high vibration of wickedness very soon, and it's going to get to the point to where it's going to reach the heavens. All right. And the Lord's going to put the spirit onto these devils, man. All right, and they're gonna push this new world order very soon. So it's gradualism. It's slowly but surely. America's going to be the worst place. It's going to be the worst place to live here on Earth.
Especially with what's going on, the chaos that's soon to come to America. We're gonna go into that with some current events, but before we go into that, this was the red letter. Yahushua speaking, Luke chapter 12 verse 51 says, suppose ye that I am come to give peace on earth, I tell you nay, but rather division.
All right.
That's good. That Yahushua is the word. Okay, so when there's gonna be division in America, and there's already is that's taking place right now. Some people that's gonna get V'd, and some people that's not gonna get V'd. Okay. Pestilence already had came. Pestilence going to an economic disease, okay? And that's all because of the power of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua, because he's in control of all things. And it's prophecy that's meant to happen. War, death, sword, famine, destruction, okay? All this stuff is going to be coming to America. And right now we see division. Going down to 52, it says, for from henceforth there shall be 5 in one house divided, 3 against 2, and 2 against 3. So there's going to be a division in the household. Some people obviously that's for the word, some people that's not for the word, okay? Some people that will stand their ground, that will put their faith and trust in Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua, or ones that put their faith and trust in the system, okay? America.
And the majority of these people will trust in the system because what? The world doesn't have faith, all right? People who are in religion, they have no faith. All right, those who are in this truth, man, all right, and they know, what I'm saying, and within this truth, there's only a few that's going to be saved, and that's the elected of 1/3 of the children of Israel, man. All right, so like the brother said, the house will be divided very soon. It's already is, but it's going to be in a very heavier and like vibration of separation. And also when things are becoming scarce, food, water, jobs, what I'm saying, laying off people it's going to happen again, like the Great Depression in the 20th century, the early 20th century, about the Great Depression, man, of the economic collapse. So imagine that, but a trillion times worse than 2008 of the economic collapse. Imagine that, all that together, but a trillion times worse. And Americans, they love to eat. They love to eat. They love to be entertained. They love to fool around. All right.
They're right now comfortable.
Yeah, complacent. They're very complacent. All they want to do is go to work, go home, eat, hop on Netflix. You know what I'm saying? Just do their daily routines. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes, especially nowadays, especially nowadays, people still want to party, past their 30s. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, there's still people like that, 30s and 40s, 50s, doing some BS, man. That's meaningless, vanity.
And also we see division happening now with people that's taking, the V and not.
That's right.
And there's some of there's some of our people that's not taking it, because of what? The Levitical laws. Yahweh Shem Shai set laws for our people to follow because we're a special people, okay? We're above all nations.
Con.
And Leviticus chapter 19, verse 28, this also contributes to this division that's going on with pestilence, the CV19. It says, ye shall not make any cuttings in your flesh for the dead, nor print any marks upon you. I am Yahweh Shem Shai.
That's right.
That goes into no cutting in your flesh, goes into what? The needles, okay? You shouldn't be trying to take any jabs, shots, That's the solution that the heathen came up with this disease that's going on. They don't have Yahweh Shem Shai in their thoughts. Our own enemy, Esau, Edom, we just went into that. They don't consider Yahweh Shem Shai. Our people don't, okay? And also the enemy don't even have the thoughts of Yahweh Shem Shai, so they're not going to sit there and put their trust in the Most High. They're going to come with a solution that's carnal, okay? So these cuttings in your flesh, some of our people have already took the thing, They voluntarily took it. And the shots, we don't even know what will happen to you in the near future, man.
Con.
Yeah.
So pretty much, make not haste in the time of trouble, man. Don't allow this devil to deceive you of taking his devices, of taking his vial. Okay, so be mindful. Do your research, man. If you come across this video and you know nothing about like the ingredients within the vial, I suggest you do the research before you get it, because I'm saying, if you do no research and you get it, it's you did it out of ignorance, and you don't know what's going to happen to you down the line. What I'm saying? And a lot of people did it out of ignorance.
And also Hosea 4:6 goes into my people are destroyed for lack of knowledge.
Absolutely. So what I'm saying? And also, if you continue to stay in your fantasies, man, saying that everything is going to be all right, hey man, you sound crazy, hey man, relax, go do this, go do that, man. Hey man, you worry too much. You know what I'm saying? And it's right in front of your face. They put it in movies, they put it in these TV shows, they put it, you know what I'm saying? They put it right in front of your face, but you just don't care. So what? You're gonna die of your ignorance, man. You're gonna die in all your vanities, etc., man. So times are going to get worse here, man. All right, they're gonna first, you know what I'm saying? Like they're gonna allow all the guinea pigs, to do the voluntary work of getting that vial, and then when that ends, they're gonna push mandates. All right, they're gonna decree unrighteous decrees on laws that are very strict. Okay, and there's still gonna be people that's going to rebel against it, and then it's gonna get even harder and harder for those who don't get it. All right, and that's when a lot of people are going to fold. All right,
and our people, the 2/3 of our nation, they're the ones that's mainly not gonna, they're just gonna fold, man. At the end of the day, they're gonna get destroyed because it's written, it's prophecy. So those people right now, if you're taking the jabs, you know what I'm saying, that's not a good thing, because we just went into the Levitical laws of not making cuttings in your flesh.
That's right.
And also, that's you putting your trust in this devil and the enemy. Okay, you're thinking that the needle is your salvation. You don't put your trust in Yahweh Shem Shai, nor do you consider that He is for our people. Okay, that's why I got a precept, Luke chapter 17, verse 33. Whosoever shall seek to save his life shall lose it, and whosoever shall lose his life shall preserve it. So with this situation that's going on, we got pestilence, economic disease. If you're seeking to save your life by thinking that this Jabberwocky is gonna save you, man, putting your trust in this devil and this system, man, you're seeking to save your life, you're gonna lose it, okay, in the long run. That's why we say in the future, we don't know your end, man. That's why the word, you got to put your trust in the word, okay? You got to live by that. So when it says not to make cuttings in your flesh, it's for your own good.
And according to Matthew chapter 6, we'll grab it real quick. Matthew chapter 6, verse 34, okay? It says, take therefore no thought for tomorrow, for tomorrow shall take thought for The things of itself sufficient unto the day is the evil thereof. So imagine, man, you're taking that vow, and the next day you lose your job. The next day, things get worse for you and worse, and you're messed up from that vow, man. You're messed up, and now you got no job, you got no house, you got nothing. All right, it's gonna get to the point to where people are gonna fold, people are gonna turn against each other. You know what I'm saying? Acting belligerent. All right, they're gonna act like a wild animal, man. It's gonna get worse. I recently seen a picture. I showed one, like I showed Brother Ashar a picture of a turkey that's $75. All right, and what's the next pagan holiday? Thanksgiving. All right, it's another pagan holiday based off of genocide of the mass murders of the mass murdering of the native Indians. Okay, when the Europeans came to the Americas and started killing the native people, man, who are Israelites. Okay, and they started killing these people, and now I seen a picture, a turkey for $75. I don't know where it's at, but it's here in America, and people are people get excited celebrating pagan holidays. So what? It's a 50-50 chance they might end up spending $75 for a goddamn turkey. But that's how destroyed our people are. That's how destroyed people are, and they lack of knowledge, man, of the origins of these holidays. But back to, the subject, man. It's going to get worse. All right. You know what I'm saying? We might enter into a dark winter. All right. They're going to stop the shipments. All right. They're going to fabricate a famine. All right. And when shipments stop going in cities, guess what's going to happen? People are going to fight each other. People are going to kill each other. All right. And that's when they're going to do order out of KO. All right. And they're going to mobilize the military, and they're going to shut cities down and make checkpoints. You know what I'm saying? And like those who got the vow, and those who are, who are what's the word? Who are embedded with the system. Okay, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that goes into the division, by the word that Yahweh Shem Shai gave us. So going into that, we got some current events that we're gonna bring out to show like what's going on over in Australia. Because it's a pandemic. So with the pandemic going on, it's a worldwide, problematic situation for it, the whole everywhere. So with this being said, we're going to go into the article that's going to pertain to, eventually coming to America. Okay, right now Australia is kind of like an experiment, because over there in America it's going to be worse with what the right to bear arms or people.
And be mindful with the words.
Oh, okay. Australia, this is an article on Newsbreak title saying Australia set to place millions of unvaccinated people in lockdown as Chancellor slams shameful sharp uptake. Okay, so Australia's Chancellor Alexander Schallenberg, he said the aim is clear. We want on Sunday to give the green light for a nationwide lockdown for the unvaccinated. Okay, so that's what they're planning to do over there in Australia. And that was 6 days ago. Okay, and I heard Australia's going through, and they're trying to now target unvaccinated people instead of everybody on a lockdown. Okay,
those who are not willing to take that vow, man, that Vanessa. You know what I'm saying? America's going to be the same thing, but imagine all these countries going through lockdowns. All these countries that are going through mandates of some sort, but imagine all that going on outside of America, but when it hits America, it's going to be 1 trillion times worse than any other country. You know what I'm saying? It's going to get so bad, people are wanting to leave that country, but by the time they want to leave, it will be too late. It'll be too late, man.
And even when it comes to America, it's going to be worse because of our people that have weapons here. You know what I'm saying? Isaiah chapter 19 verse 2 says, and I will set the Egyptians against the Egyptians, and they shall fight every one another his brother, and every one against his neighbor, city against city, and kingdom against kingdom.
Calm, man. It's gonna be well, Egyptians going into today's Americans, all right, today's Babylonians, okay. It's gonna be American versus American. It's gonna be black versus white, white versus black, East Indian versus Chinese. You know what I'm saying? American citizens going against each other. You know what I'm saying?
Especially when they force people to take the vial, and they don't want to give into the system.
It's gonna be an all-out war, man. It's gonna be an all-out war, city against city. You know what I'm saying? A perfect example of movie Bushwick. All right, if you haven't seen it, I suggest you to watch it. You know what I'm saying? Like the city of Bushwick, like the town of Bushwick, and was attacked by several states because the states because the states were divided within the United States in that movie, and they were their own governments. You know what I'm saying? So basically this, it was like a southern territory, a northern territory, and they were trying to take over other territories within America. So pretty much America was no longer united within that movie. So it's gonna be like that. You know what I'm saying? Rumors like for example, Texas might end up being its own country. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna be division against the system, man.
Especially with the mandates they're trying to enforce.
Absolutely.
It's taken a while for them to bring it because some of the party members, and people that's in the legislative branch and all those branches that America has, some want it to be enforced already, some is not. We had an example with the governor, here in Florida with the mask mandates. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
How he was against it. That was around August, September.
Yeah, Governor DeSantis. All right. So pretty much, you know what I'm saying? He think he's doing a good job. You know what I'm saying? But he's technically going against prophecy. You know what I'm saying? But the Lord, He's controlling all things. So let DeSantis do what he got to do. But sooner or later, a lot of people are going to fold, man. Even the those who are ruling over the people, and in certain states and territories and cities, like people are going to fold, man. They're going to fold because the people are going to what? They're going to rebel.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? If they don't have food in their stomach, they're not making any money to support their family, these people are going to go berserk. All right, they're gonna go berserk. People are going to be when there's no more laws. All right, when the First Amendment will be taken away, which is freedom of speech, and the Second Amendment is being tampered, which is the right to bear arms, people are going to go berserk. People are going to be belligerent. They're going to go crazy, I
got a precept for that. The second Ezra chapter 15 verse 16.
Mm-hmm.
For there shall be sedition among men, and invading one another. They shall not regard their kings nor princes, and that obviously goes with the people that's in the high stature, like presidents, and law enforcement, people that enforces the laws and stuff, governors,
mayors,
congressmen, and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Continue, it says, in the course of their actions shall stand in their power. So the sedition goes into, let me grab it real quick. It says conduct or speech and inciting people to rebel against the authority of a state or monarch. So, there's going to be groups, people, and you're going to see that is not going to go and abide by the system's mandates, laws, draconian laws, whatever, that goes on and takes place here. They're going to rebel against it, and it's going to be a lot of people, going against one another, okay? And it's going to be chaos in the end, a lawless society.
Is there more on
that? Verse 17 says, a man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able.
A man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able. All right, so it's going to be checkpoints. All right, they're going to mobilize the military. They're going to shut down the cities. So what? Just like the times of Rome, all right, of the Roman Empire, where they sieged the Israelites. Okay, they're going to siege the city. So nothing can go in or go out unless it's by their authority to do so. So imagine being trapped in a city, no food coming in or coming out unless you submit to unless you submit to their agenda. All right.
God,
So that's gonna be what? That's gonna be absolute, like terror in the city, man. It's gonna be absolute terror. It's gonna be pure darkness in that city, man. So like, and the main targets in that city, man, is women and children. Okay, I hate to say it, but it's the truth. But women and children are gonna be the main targets in those cities, man. All right.
God,
So listen, man. It's gonna it's gonna be an absolute nightmare here in America, man. It's gonna be an absolute nightmare. All right. Imagine there's no laws. No, you calling 911 and it goes, it just disconnects or say, hey, we no longer provide service of paramedic or anything to you. You know what I'm saying? So imagine there's no police when the police is defunded. All that, it's gonna be chaos, man. There's gonna be no protection, and you have to have the spirit power Yahweh Shemashah with you. If you do not have that, man, you're gonna die a grievous death. Anything can happen to you at any moment. You know what I'm saying? If you don't have the names of Yahweh Shai, and you have to be an Israelite according to the Numbers chapter 1 verse 18, man. You know what I'm saying? Your father must go back to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. And the Spirit bears witness. We do not go by color or by looks, but by the Spirit. Okay? And Israel is like unto a speckled bird. So Israelites are not only, so-called black, you know what I'm saying? They're all different shades of colors, man. But if your spirit bears witness to this truth, man, you know what I'm saying? Take heed, repent. As the scripture says, return unto the Lord, forsake thy sins, make thy prayer before his face, and offend less. All right? Okay? So pretty much, yeah, man. So this event of Jacob's trouble, according to Jeremiah chapter 30, verse 7, man, it's going to get crazy out here. A time like never before.
God.
All right? It's gonna be robotic soldiers. All right? It's going to be newly created beasts that we never saw before in our lives, man. It's going to be some crazy stuff out here, man. All right? Like new cults and gangs going to be formed. All right? It's going to be absolutely insane, man. Women are going to be used as women are going to be used, man. They're going to be used for different things. They're going to be traded for food. It's going to be wild, man.
God.
It's going to be wild.
Chaos, lawless society, man.
Yeah.
And the only people that can stand is going to be the elect.
Yes.
And the days that's soon to come.
Yes, man. And only the elect will endure their lots in righteousness, man. Okay? I was wondering if you can go back to Isaiah chapter 19 and start at verse 2 and stop at verse 4. Baba Kishah.
This is the book of Isaiah chapter 19 verse 2. And I will set the Egyptians against the Egyptians, and they shall fight one another against his brother, and everyone against his neighbor, city against city, and kingdom against kingdom.
Plain in speech, man.
Verse 3.
And they shall fight everyone against his brother, and everyone against his neighbor, city against city, kingdom against kingdom. So it's gonna be pure chaos, man. Pure chaos out here. Go ahead.
Verse 3. And the spirit of Egypt.
And the spirit of Egypt, according to Revelation chapter 11 verse 8, America is known as spiritual Sodom and Egypt. All right, it's compared to Sodom and Gomorrah, which was burned by fire and brimstone, and Egypt, which was plagued in the book of Exodus. All right, it's compared to those two wicked places. But America is known to be the worst in the Bible. America's which is known as Babylon the Great. All right, America's compared to those two worst places in the Bible. But America's going to be 1 trillion times worse than Sodom and Gomorrah. It's going to be 1 trillion times worse than Egypt. And it said verse 3, it says, and the spirit of Egypt, go ahead.
And the spirit of Egypt shall fail in the midst thereof, and I will destroy the counsel thereof.
That's right.
And they shall seek the idols. No, so like, and they shall seek to the idols, and to the charmers, and to them that have familiar spirits, and to the wizards.
So America, they're gonna go through so much hell. People are going to seek after Christian pastors. It's going to seek after like people of religion. All right, man-made doctrines. They're going to go to these tarot reader people who read the cards and do all this crazy stuff. All right, like those false spiritual leaders who worship the devil and stuff, man. They're going to go to those people and ask, what's going on? What's going on? What's going on? What's going on? It's going to get so bad. Like, people are going to try to seek after the truth, but they won't find it. Because what, man? They mocked against the prophets that were telling them the truth every single week. Okay? The Lord set up prophets, okay? The brothers of the great millstone. All right? And also those who are under the banner of the great millstone preach all over the world, man. Spreading the gospel and pushing out prophecy, man. They prophesy every week. And we get mocked and scoffed by our own people every single week, and we try to tell the people the truth, but they mock and scoff at us, man. You know what I'm saying? You're only marking yourself for judgment in the near future. All right, and then when that day comes, all right, you're gonna be seeking after the truth, but you're not gonna find it, man. You're not gonna find it. You're not gonna find it, and you're gonna be left like a dumb idiot. Like a dumb idiot, man. You are
ignorant, man.
Ignorance. All right.
You want me to continue?
Come on, go ahead.
Verse 4: and the Egyptians will I give over into the hand of a cruel lord.
What? Go ahead.
And the Egyptians will I give over into the hand of a cruel lord.
And the Egyptians will I give over into the hand of a cruel lord. The Lord's going to hand you over to the wicked. All right? To the wicked. Okay? He's going to hand you over to according the people of Job 9:24. The earth is going to hand the wicked. Since you've been so wicked and you know it all, and you choose not to fear the Lord, all right, and the wisdom, knowledge, and understanding of the scriptures, the Lord's going to hand you to a cruel Lord, and he's going to do whatever he wants to you, and the Lord's not going to stop him from what he's about to do to you. All right, go ahead.
And a fierce king shall rule over them.
And a fierce king shall rule over them. So whatever the king says or does, and you didn't follow Yahweh Shema Shai, you're going to be under a fierce king, and he's going to do whatever he wants to you. It's either you get with the program, or he's going to put you 6 feet under, or just let your body rot in the street. All right, man. They show you in these movies, man. They show you in these movies. You know what I'm saying? Like, people under a cruel king, and they're going through hell. They're like they're weeping and mourning. Just like now, we're under this Edomite, Pharaoh, you know what I'm saying, the president of America, man. Like, people are mourning. People are mourning, man. You know, every day I go to work, or, when I can go to work or go to the grocery store, you know what I'm saying, like people look sad, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, they cover this false pride of themselves, and, people are actually sad. They're depressed. You know what I'm saying? They always want to smoke a blunt. They always want to get themselves drunk and do drugs. Because what? They're sad. They have no comforter. But we do. All right? And we have Yahweh Shema Shai. They don't. All right? So what do? They get a false comforter by doing what? By doing drugs, by doing all that stuff. But how much more in those days when they're under a cruel lord and a fierce king? All right? During that New World Order, man. People are going to fall. People are going to kill themselves. The first lockdown that happened last year, people were killing themselves. You know what I'm saying? People were stuck in their apartments going crazy. Those articles of women being beat up by their husbands and stuff, man. So how much more when the real one starts? The actual second lockdown. And that second lockdown is going to be the last lockdown. Okay? And it says, and the fierce king shall rule over them, said the Lord, Yahweh of hosts. So the Lord, he's controlling those fierce kings to do damage to the 2/3, man. To do damage to the wicked, man. You know what I'm saying? And that's scary. The Lord, can you imagine the Lord handing you to a lion or a bear? You know what I'm saying? Like, that's the equivalent of a fierce king, man, because they can do whatever to you. That's a terrible power, man.
Come on. It's really your fault anyways, because you was already warned by the prophets. We're going out, time and time again to warn our people, and they don't hearken to the voice. So it's gonna be righteous judgment if you get handed to the wicked, your oppressors, your enemies, man. Because if we get forced by draconian measures, or like get locked up in FEMA camps and stuff, we at least have a power to serve that we've been serving
And
this
to
whole time.
And to trust.
God, that will deliver us out of those situations that we get ourselves into. So if you are an Israelite, a so-called Negro, Latino, Native American, man, you need to get this word and repent of your sins and come back and seek Yahweh Shem Shot 10 times more.
That's right. That's right. So, like, you got any more on that?
No, that's all. Just trust in the word, of Yahweh Shem Shot, and that if you walk in the way, that will be your protection, because wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of. So, like, wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of thy times. Okay. So if you want to be stable in these times as we're coming in, you need to seek wisdom, and it starts with the fear of Yahweh Shem Shot, man.
And as the scripture says that I said earlier in Sirach chapter 17 verse 25, return unto the Lord, all right, forsake thy sins, make thy prayer before his face, and offend less. Because boy, oh boy, when that time comes, man, that's a wrap. And when the prophets have done their job of preaching the gospel and prophesying, we won't have the time to even break down anything to you. We're going to have our tongues cling to the roof of our mouths, and we're going to, endure to the end.
Yahweh Tazah, man.
Yahweh Tazah, Lord's will. So, I hope this class was edifying to the elect. Kahala, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua Ba'ashem HaKadosh. If this was edifying to you, it's edifying to the elect. Till next time, we say Shalom.
Shalom.